Right, to build our actual source with the volume, I'm going to use the kind of shortcut here. If I just start typing pyro, we'll get this pyro configure billowy smoke. That will give us a load of nodes that we need. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through this quite quickly. The pyro setup is going to be quite simple. You know, we just got the one layer because we're going to be revisiting this simulation in the pyro module. So, you know, we're focusing more on RBD in this one, obviously. So, yeah, if you're wondering why, you know, this is quite simple, then that's why. So, just to talk about, you know, what we've got here, we've just got a very simple sphere, a primitive sphere. And then this is generating points within that sphere, and attributes, density, and temperature. Adding noise to those attributes, and then rasterizing that actually generates the volume, and then that's fed into this pyro solver. And then, okay, so we can, obviously we don't need the sphere. I'm gonna cut that off for a moment. Maybe I'll just time shift this temporarily. I'm gonna move it off to the side and color it red so I remember to get rid of it. I'll bypass it, you know, for when we actually do the final simulation. So I'm gonna push this up to 0.05, and also I don't want to scatter into a volume because we've just got kind of surfaces that I want to scatter onto, right? So we'll change that to surface scatter because I want obviously the dust to come out of the surface of the geometry. Great. And let me just zoom out so we can see what we've got there. Cool. And then for the noise, I'm going to have two noises. So one big and one small. So I'll name them. Big and small. And then also for both, if I select both, this pulse duration is kind of the how fast it is animated, right? We've got some noise to animate this, which we'll take a look at in a moment. So both of them are going to move to 0.5. The big noise, I'm going to set the element size to 2, the small one to 0.1, I think. And then let's take a look at the rasterize. So I'm going to delete this expression here. Just set this to 0.05, same as what I've got here. And the particle scale, I'm going to push that up to 2. That'll just give us a bit more oomph, you know, in the density. So if we visualize that, you can see we've got the noise there. If I bypass the noise, you can see the effect of it, hopefully there. Okay, and then since we've got this time shift frozen, if we play through it, you can see the effect that it has. Okay, and now, yeah, I'm going to bypass that before I forget. That will load through another frame there, great. And for the collider here, let's take a look at that. I'm going to drop a collision source. So I don't want this to calculate the velocity because we've got it here, right? Coming through from the sim. And for the volume, I'm going to put the same value I've been putting that I put here, 0.05, 0.05 there. I'm going to put the same value here, 0.05, which will be our, you know, simulation resolution eventually. And that should be it there. Drop a merge underneath. Oops. Drop a merge. So what this will give us is the just geometry here. Doesn't actually, there won't be any difference to this part, but and then we'll get the VDB on this side, which will be used for collision of that. Okay, so that will go. The simulation's already turned off there. Plug that into the right input, and then the actual source into the left input, and that's ready to simulate.